Your knee cracks every time you climb stairs, and doctors have told you that cartilage doesn't regenerate, that it's only a matter of time before you need surgery. But here's the truth the medical industry doesn't want you to know. Your body has a hidden rebuilding capacity that you've been sabotaging without realizing it every single day with the wrong decisions on your plate. And what I'm about to reveal in the next few minutes not only challenges everything you believed about joint pain but could save you years of suffering and tens of thousands in invasive procedures. 3 decades ago, researchers in Japan discovered something extraordinary while studying the diets of centenarian fishermen in Okinawa. These people who spent hours on their knees mending nets, squatting on boats, putting unimaginable stress on their joints, somehow maintained the knee health of people half their age. And when scientists finally isolated what made the difference, they found it wasn't genetics or luck, but a specific compound these fishermen consumed daily that most of us completely ignore. And here's where it gets fascinating, because this compound doesn't just slow down cartilage degradation like the supplements your doctor dismisses, it actually triggers your body's dormant cartilage-building machinery, the same cellular systems you had as a child when your body could heal a scraped knee in days. The compound is called type 2 collagen, but before you think this is just another collagen supplement pitch, understand that 90% of what's sold in stores is the wrong type entirely. Type 1 collagen from cows might help your skin look younger, but it does absolutely nothing for your joints because your cartilage is built from a completely different molecular structure. And this is the billion-dollar confusion that supplement companies profit from while your knees continue deteriorating. Your cartilage is essentially a sophisticated shock-absorbing gel made of specific proteins woven together in a precise pattern. And when this structure breaks down from age, injury, or inflammation, your bones start grinding against each other, creating that shooting pain you feel when you stand up too quickly. But here's what they don't tell you. Buried deep inside your joints are specialized cells called chondrocytes that function like microscopic construction workers. And these cells never actually die, they just go dormant, sitting there waiting for the right signal to start rebuilding. And type 2 collagen from specific sources acts like a wake-up call that reactivates these sleeping builders. In 2016, a groundbreaking study at Harvard Medical School followed 191 patients with severe knee osteoarthritis and divided them into 2 groups. One received the standard treatment of anti-inflammatory drugs, while the other consumed 40 milligrams of undenatured type 2 collagen daily from chicken sternum cartilage. And after 90 days, the results were so dramatic that several researchers initially thought there had been a measurement error because the collagen group showed a 73% reduction in pain scores compared to just 15% in the drug group. But more shocking was what the MRI scans revealed: actual measurable increases in cartilage thickness in areas that conventional medicine insists cannot regenerate. The mechanism is almost elegant in its simplicity. When you consume undenatured type 2 collagen, meaning it hasn't been broken down by heat or processing, it travels through your digestive system and encounters specialized immune cells in your gut called Peyer's patches, and these immune cells, instead of attacking the collagen as a foreign invader, essentially learn its molecular signature and send a signal throughout your body that says, "Stop attacking joint cartilage." We recognize this structure because you see, the real reason your cartilage breaks down isn't just wear and tear. It's that your own immune system has been mistakenly identifying cartilage proteins as threats and launching inflammatory attacks against your joints day after day, year after year. And this oral tolerance mechanism that type 2 collagen triggers essentially reprograms your immune system to leave your cartilage alone, while simultaneously providing the exact building blocks your chondrocytes need to synthesize new tissue. But here's where most people sabotage their results before they even start. They buy hydrolyzed collagen peptides marketed for joints because the label shows a knee and the company uses words like joint health. But hydrolyzed means the collagen has been broken down into tiny fragments that your body processes as generic amino acids, losing the specific immunological signaling that makes type 2 collagen work its magic. And this is why you need to look specifically for UC2 or undenatured type 2 collagen on the label, usually derived from chicken sternum. And the dosage matters immensely because studies show the sweet spot is between 20 and 40 milligrams daily. And yes, that sounds small compared to the 10-gram collagen scoops people dump in their coffee, but that's because you're not looking for generic protein, you're looking for a specific molecular key that unlocks your body's repair mechanisms. Now here's what amplifies these results beyond what most studies show. combining type 2 collagen with 3 specific compounds that scientists call the cartilage regeneration triad, starting with hyaluronic acid, which acts like the lubricating fluid in your joints, the synovial fluid that lets your bones glide smoothly instead of grinding. And when you supplement with hyaluronic acid at 150 to 200 milligrams daily, it increases the viscosity of this joint fluid while also signaling your chondrocyte to produce more of the proteoglycans that give cartilage its compression resistance, essentially making your rebuilt cartilage more durable and shock-absorbent than what you had before. The second compound is Boswellia serrata extract, an ancient Ayurvedic remedy that Western science ignored until 2008 when researchers discovered it contains boswellic acids that inhibit the 5-LOX enzyme, and this enzyme is the master switch that turns on the inflammatory cascade, destroying your cartilage. Blocking it doesn't just reduce pain. It removes the primary obstacle preventing your chondrocyte from rebuilding, and the clinical dose is 300 to 400 milligrams of an extract standardized to 65% boswellic acids taken twice daily, and patients report feeling the difference within 10 to 14 days as the constant background inflammation finally quiets down. The third piece is vitamin D3 at levels most doctors never recommend because they're thinking about bone health and rickets prevention instead of cartilage regeneration, but studies show that chondrocytes have vitamin D receptors, and when these receptors are activated by sufficient D3 levels in your blood, specifically above 50 nanograms per milliliter, your cartilage-building cells increase their production rate by 40%, and most people walking around with knee pain have levels below 30, which means their chondrocytes are operating at half capacity no matter what else they do, so you need 5,000 to 10,000 IU of D3 daily depending on your current levels. And yes, this is higher than the government recommendation, but those guidelines were never designed for tissue regeneration, they were designed to prevent deficiency diseases. Here's the protocol that changes everything. Take 40 milligrams of undenatured type 2 collagen on an empty stomach first thing in the morning because stomach acid and digestive enzymes need to be minimal for the collagen to reach your Peyer's patches intact. Wait 30 minutes, then eat a breakfast containing healthy fats, which helps absorption of the vitamin D3 you'll take with that meal. And in the evening with dinner, take your second dose of Boswellia along with 200 milligrams of hyaluronic acid. And this timing matters because cartilage repair happens primarily at night when growth hormone levels peak and your body shifts into regeneration mode. The transformation timeline follows a predictable pattern that you need to understand so you don't give up too early. The first 2 weeks you might feel nothing or even slightly worse as your immune system recalibrates. This is normal and actually a sign the process is working. Weeks 3 through 6 you'll notice the constant aching starts to fade and you can move more freely without that sharp catching sensation. And this is when many people make the critical mistake of thinking they're cured and stopping the protocol, but the real magic happens between weeks 8 and 16 when actual structural regeneration occurs, when those dormant chondrocytes finally build enough new cartilage matrix that you can feel genuine improvement in joint stability, and by month 6, if you've been consistent, people who haven't seen you will ask what you did because your movement looks different, more fluid, more confident, like someone who isn't constantly managing pain. The evidence keeps mounting in ways that make this impossible to ignore. A 2019 meta-analysis examining 12 controlled trials with over 1,400 participants concluded that undenatured type 2 collagen demonstrates superior efficacy compared to glucosamine and chondroitin, the supplements doctors have been recommending for decades, and the side effect profile was essentially zero. No stomach irritation, no cardiovascular risk, nothing except rebuilt cartilage and restored function, and researchers noted that the effects continued improving even after supplementation stopped, suggesting that once you've retrained your immune system and rebuilt sufficient cartilage, your body maintains the new equilibrium. This isn't about managing symptoms or learning to live with limitations. This is about understanding that your body wants to heal, but you've been giving it the wrong tools, and the pharmaceutical industry profits massively from keeping you on a treadmill of pain management instead of addressing root causes. Because a patient on daily anti-inflammatories is worth thousands per year, while someone who heals their cartilage becomes worthless to the profit model. Start with the type 2 collagen, add the supporting compounds as you can, and give your body the minimum 90 days it needs to demonstrate what it's capable of when you finally provide the specific molecular signals it's been waiting for. And if you're skeptical, that's actually good, because skepticism paired with action is how you discover what works for your unique biology. But the alternative is accepting progressive deterioration and eventual surgery, and once they cut into your knee, you can never undo that decision. So the question isn't whether this might work. The question is whether you value your mobility enough to invest 3 months finding out what your body can do when you stop fighting against it and start working with the regeneration systems you've had all along.